Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Werewolf by Night, number 13, 20 cents, Marvel Comics. Werewolf by Night it was in the horror series of Marvel Comics. The horror series kind of died out. There was like Zombie, Dracula, and then Werewolf by Night, and then there was another one, The Tales of the Mummy or something like that. And then Man-Thing. But Man-Thing kind of folded over into superheroes. But I digress. This is drawn by the wonderful Mike Ploog. And by looking at this, if you're unfamiliar with Mike Ploog, I heard that he worked for the Will Eisner Studios for a while. And I didn't realize that for a long time until I heard that. And that was only like a couple of months ago that I heard that. And yes, I could see Will Eisner in his life. For those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, Will Eisner was I will go on a limb, and I'm sure I'm wrong. Somebody could point it out. But I will say that Will Eisner is one of the very first people to try to elevate the comic book as an art form. Like, I have ultimate respect for Will Eisner. His most famous creation is the Spirit. And then he went on and made The Contract with God, which I showcased in an earlier showcase. I just really, really, really admire Will Eisner. Just a great American talent. You know, just a great American talent. Like I would, to me, like if you're into baseball, you talk about Babe Ruth. If you're into comics, Will Eisner is one of those people that you talk about. But anyway, Mike Ploog, I think he went and apprenticed under Will Eisner for a while, and you could see the way he draws women. This could be Ellen. Why can't I remember? Ellen Dolan. Just phenomenal. And look at the swamp monster. This is just such a wonderful cover, an amazing cover, and this is in phenomenal condition. So let's open up and check out the comic. Oh, right away, we got a Mike Ploog drawing, and then we got this one of my favorite advertisements of all time. I always goof on this, but I'm not feeling like goofy today. Feeling rather poignant. Let's be poignant. But Charles Atlas, he always looked like Andy Kaufman to me. Look at this advertisement. I love that advertisement. And this is the kind of stuff. Now I'll go on a rant. There's rambles and there's rants. Rants are like politically charged. Rambles when I just talk about nothing. But here's a rant. If you get your comic CGC'd into a slab, this kind of stuff is lost forever. You know, because when you're like, yeah, well, I get the comics reprinted so I can read them. Well, then you don't see this kind of stuff. But enough about that. Let's look at this beautiful splash page. And there's a famous Will Eisner splash page with what's her name, Sans Serif or Pigel, I forget which character it was. But Will Eisner had a couple of femme fatales. I think it was Pigel who was the femme fatale in the Spirit. And coming out of a room like this. So this is definitely Kmart. But this is definitely a Will Eisner influence. So we got Marv Wolfman, who is, bizarrely enough, is writing a character called the Werewolf. Mike Ploog, artist. Frank Chiaramonte, and I'm sure I massacred that name. Frank Chiaramonte, he's been around for a while. He did some inking on the Fantastic Four, some Jack Kirby. Jay Costanza, letterer. At this point, and Pete Petra Goldberg, and Roy Thomas. These are Marvel standbys. You know, you see these names like every other comic if you've been watching my videos. And just look at that splash page. Wouldn't you like that? Who owns that original artwork? You know, who owns that original artwork? Oh my God! If I know Brian Bow's gonna watch this. Brian, you got to do a Wolf and Batsy homage to this. You know, how much? How much? All right, Werewolf by Night. I just like to look at the year. Volume 1, 1974. 1974. And I don't think the Marvel monster comics lasted too much longer after this. I don't even want to turn the page. That is awesome. So my name is Topaz. Okay, so this is Topaz. And Topaz has this ability to psionically calm the werewolf. So the werewolf, he's not even thinking about killing her. He's just like, okay, whatever, beauty tames the savage beast. So he's just walking through all of this Arabic looking, but keep in mind this is like Northern California, but we got this Arabic looking guy who is he's a wizard. He's like 500-600 years old, and well, you'll see the story as we go along. So he needs the werewolf to complete this spell. just look at this. I love everything about every panel. I could point to every panel and go, look at, but you know. So the werewolf is starting to come to his senses, and he wants to attack, and he just points out in its pain, and then she comes out. She's nicer than the wizard, so she comes and calms it down. Go to sleep. You know, I can't make you not attack now because you're so enraged and you're in pain. So I'll put you to sleep. Just look at these wonderful ads. What's it? Glamorous iced cologne and cream sachet worth $6 for free. I don't know about you, but whenever I want cologne, I go right to my comic books. You know, because comic books just I don't know. It just seems like cologne and comic books go together. You want to get Bette Midler, Led Zeppelin, Around the World with Three Dog Night. Look at these. Helen Reddy. I always hated Helen Reddy. Jerry Lee Lewis. Some good stuff. Some good stuff. Some real good stuff. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's go. Enough of that. These are 8-track tapes. 8-track tapes. Anybody remember 8-track tapes? Well, you know, the format changes every like 7 or 8 years. So now he meet Jack Russell. Yes, that's the werewolf's secret identity. He got an apartment, and in the apartment are two like girls, and they're like actresses for like scandalous like B horror movies, and they're always talking about how like there's nudity and everything like that. So he's driving one of them to work, and they're always hitting on Jack. And they're just like, we could both have Jack at the same time. And he's just like, yeah, you know, it ain't going to be bad living around here. So he's thinking, I'm going to get this apartment, you know, before the girls. He needs the apartment because it's away from everybody that he loves. It's near the beach and it's near the mountains. So he's like, yeah, for 3 days a month, I could go into the mountains and hide. So he's being practical. He's got to deal with this werewolf curse. And now, you know, we just... in the previous issue, Topaz came and while he was turned into a wolf, she calmed him down. And these two interns came and kidnapped him because this freaky looking Arab stereotype needs him as like a material component for a spell. How's that for some D&D knowledge? So now he's waking up from the snap that she get, and he's chained into in a room. And who is he chained into a room with? His stepfather. He hates his stepfather because the stepfather may or may not have killed his real mother and claimed all of his family money. Jack's real father was like a rich wizard guy who got the Darkhold book, used it to accumulate wealth, became a werewolf, and turned the curse transferred onto him when he turned 18. So the stepfather may or may not killed his father, may or may not killed his mother after he married her. You know, that's all like the long story of this comic that I think they kind of just forget about, to be honest. So he wants to kill him, but there's like a magical resistance. He can't do it, and he's just enraged. So Topaz goes in, you know, just all curvy, and calms him down. He's like, answer me, beast. I only wish you'd stop him. So she's using her powers. She's just sexy, and she's just like, I don't like torturing the werewolf, you know, he's in pain, and he's like, you will do what I tell you, you know, I saved you, you owe me, I own you, you like, you know, you, and he said to the werewolf, it's like, don't get any bad thoughts, it's not like I use her in that way, I treat her like a daughter. But now he gets mad at her, and he's like, I own you, you know, he still doesn't like do any dirty stuff with her. He just treats her like crap. So he treats her like the redheaded stepchild, you know. And she's like, I kind of hate him, but I owe him my life, you know. He's like, don't you talk to the werewolf, you know, and I'm gonna lock you in here. And now he's just enraged, but he can't kill his stepfather because of the magic plot devices. And of course, now we're going into the backstory. Just amazing artwork. Look at this panel. Oh my God! Just there's something about Mike Ploog's. It's like, it's not typical Marvel artwork. It's almost like independent comics artwork. Like I could see this in like Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers or something like that. But it's in a Marvel comic, and I got to find out why he got fired. I think it's because he's slow. You know, that's the only thing that makes sense, is that he's slow. But they, you know, I don't know. I was going to say something that I realized I don't really know what I'm talking about. So now he's talking about I need him for the spell. You know, just a lot of words over here. Let's look at the names. Nick Hartley I've seen before, but Darlene Hyatt, she doesn't exist because there was no women had anything to do with comic books before, you know, modern day 2017. You know, came in and saved women in comic books. You know, they're all phantasms. So now he's telling a story. We're in the ancient past. He's in this like slave trading world, and all of these people are gathered around this. There's this little girl here, and they're like, she's a witch. They're getting brave. Like, are they going to stone her? They're not sure what they're going to do, but one thing they're sure is that she's a witch and she needs to die. But what is the method of, like, just leave her here till she starves? You know, should we light her on fire? Should we burn her? And then this wizard like finds the little girl and he just takes her in. He has like a reputation already. You know, he's a legit wizard. So he just comes in and says, I'm taking this girl. Anybody got a problem with it? And people are like, no, we don't. And, you know, if you have a problem with it, this is my power. Boom! And he's just displaying her power. But what it really is her. She's a mutant. Okay? She has the mutant of, like, telepathy and telekinesis. So she can manipulate minds and manipulate matter. So she's boom, and he's using her powers to increase his station. Yes, he had magic abilities, but now she's just raw power, you know, as a mutant. And, you know, so he's just using her, and he's nice to her when she does what she wants, you know, positive reinforcement. But when she slightly disagrees with him, he goes ape shit. Oops, he goes ape poop, you know. And now, you know, just look at this page. So now he's just talking about, he has this mummified body that he's been creating, some like alchemical Frankenstein monster. Look at this owl over here, and it's taking decades to build this immortal, indestructible body that he's calling Taboo. That's the creature from the cover. So now he reveals it, and he needs a werewolf to complete the spell, and he's going to transfer his old, fat, decaying, disgusting, blobby body into here. So he'll be immortal and invincible. And the werewolf is not complying, so she's just lashing out, doing what he's, you know, and just rage, and he's taunting the werewolf, and she's taunting, and, you know, kill the stepfather, you know, torture him, you know, and she doesn't want to do it. And now the stepfather is like, you know, a human's going to be sacrificed, a werewolf's going to be sacrificed, and now the creature accidentally woke up, you know, and now this indestructible Frankenstein golem is just, because, what happened was, during this little psychic battle, his mind got transferred into here. So now he's like, okay, all right, we'll run with this. You kill the werewolf. I just need the werewolf to die. So this has got the mind of Jack's evil stepfather. So what will happen? Father versus son. And the mind of Philip Russel has been transferred into the body of Algon and forced to battle the werewolf. Only one will live. So what happens? We don't know yet. Because I'm only showcasing issue 13. Here's another thing. Evil Knievel was huge back then. Oh my God. Every little boy loved Evil Knievel. You know, what do you want me to say? Every little boy loved Evil Knievel. Every kid in my neighborhood had this toy. And I remember we used to put like tape on it to distinguish who it was, because one of the kids, not me. One of the kids we would put all the toys and line them up and everything like that. And he'd be like, oh, this one's mine. You know, he would just like beat up his toys. They were all dirty and ruined. And then he would take like the newest, cleanest looking one and be like, no, this one's mine. So we all got wise. So we ended up like putting like marks on them whenever we did this like group playing activity. So this I hated that kid. His name was Richie, and I hated him. And his father got arrested for stealing from UPS. So every day this kid would get like whatever was getting delivered, the father would open up the packages and steal. So this kid had like Ataris and televisions and all the video game stuff. And then he would get mad and stomp on them. And then 2 days later, he would have another one. And then his father went to jail. Yeah, I'm not bitter. I don't know why that was a memory, but I hated him. But I loved Evil Knievel. Nobody I knew had this van, but this was fun. You'd wind it up, and then it would hit a point, and it would just take off. And what you did was you aimed them, and you did stunts. The whole thing was like made out of rubber, and there was wires in it, so you could bend them. Oh my God! And this is another thing that you will not see if you CGC your comics. You know, because CGC comics are not comics anymore. They're plastic pieces of crap. Okay, so let's get back to Werewolf by Night, number 13. Marv Wolfman, for those of you who may not know, I spent a lot of time talking about Mike Plug, but not enough time talking about Marv Wolfman. Marv Wolfman was a writer. I don't know if that was his real name. I don't know if it's a pen name. You know, now I got to look that up. But his name was Marv Wolfman, and he became one of the legendary for so many things, but mostly for the New Teen Titans. The New Teen Titans changed DC Comics. You know, with and then he wrote the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Just a legend. The New Teen Titans was the comic, you know, with the debuted Cyborg and Starfire and Raven as original characters, and Changeling from the Doom Patrol, who's now Beast Boy again, and Robin. But anyway, such a great comic. And I ramble, and I'm rambling, and I'm rambling. So we'll stop. Focus, breathe. Focus, John. Focus. So there you go. This is Werewolf by Night. I didn't think I would like this comic as much as I do, but I got to say that at 75% of because the stories are run-of-the-mill, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The stories aren't any great shakes, but this Mike Ploog artwork is phenomenal. Count me a fan. I got to look at more stuff that this gentleman has done. I really... ashamed to admit that, and embarrassed to admit that I didn't really know much about Mike Ploog until I started buying these, and now I'm like I'm trying to make up for lost time. But thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow with another video, and leave comments, please. Like, I know I don't ask for this, and I guess you don't get what you don't ask for, but like the videos, please. Subscribe. Try to get. I'm trying to get to 1,000. You know, at the risk of sounding mercenary, I'm trying to get monetized. You know, I want to pay for some comic books. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, it would be nice, wouldn't it? And I need to get to 1,000 subscribers to do that. All right. So I'll see you. Thank you. Like, subscribe. I feel dirty saying that. Forgive me. All right. Bye bye.